Hello everybody, Marty the Off-Grid Gecko here, and tonight actually, we're going to be talking about shoelaces. Yay, shoelaces. They're wonderful and they keep your boots on your feet. But sometimes they get a little messed up and broken and you need to do something about this. So you can run to the store and pick up a $5 pair of shoelaces like everybody does. Or you can go to your local off-grid supply, whether that's Walmart or the outdoor place or wherever, and pick up 100 feet of paracord for about the same price, maybe a little bit more, but if you're using 10 feet to make 2 shoelaces, then that's 5 pairs of shoelaces for a little bit more. And I'm going to show you how to convert paracord into shoelaces today. And all you're going to need is some paracord. I like the 550 cord. I don't like the super thick, dense stuff because it's too thick and it doesn't lace well. You're going to need a knife and you're going to need a lighter. Alrighty, so let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I've removed the lace from my other boot. If you can't tell, I'm trying to do this video fast so I don't sit here and end up talking the whole time. Got a shoelace and I need to measure this out, and this is actually only about 4 feet. So 8 feet of paracord make you a shoelace that'll last for a while. Now, as far as longevity, and I'm just going to use this as a measuring stick basically, and I'm going to measure out the same amount of this, because actually I'm going to measure out a twit more, because I find these laces are a little bit on the short side for what I like. So that's another wonderful thing about paracord. You don't need to know the exact length, you just measure out what you need and chop that joker off. And when you chop this off, it's best to use a pair of scissors or a really sharp knife, because you don't want the little strands inside the paracord to be getting all retarded on you before you cook them. So I'm just going to cut 2 ends of this off. Now when it comes to durability, strength, and all that kind of jazz, I find that paracord lasts longer than the shoelaces that I buy at the store, which is one reason that I use it to make shoelaces. A friend of mine has told me that for him paracord doesn't last quite as long, but if we're doing a cost analysis, I mean, you've got anywhere from 5 to 10 pairs of shoelaces right here for about the same price of one. I don't think any store-bought shoelace is going to outlast 10 pairs of paracord shoelaces, or even 2 pairs for that matter. So that's what I do. You might find it one way or another. One thing that contributes to its durability is that parachute cord is made to be slick, low friction, so it goes through your laces real fine without wearing out quite as badly, whereas most shoelaces have a little tooth to them. Now the benefit of having that roughness on the shoelace is that when you tie a knot, it sticks. So when you tie a knot with paracord, it's going to tend to not stick, and the best thing to do is double knot your shoes if you're going to use paracord. Otherwise you're going to find yourself, the knot's going to be coming out constantly and it gets annoying. So just take the 2 little loops when you're done tying your shoelaces, and then just tie them into another knot on top, and you're usually good to go. So now you're going to take your little lighter, and what you want to do is essentially melt this. So this is a type of plastic that these are made from, and I use my fingers to kind of squish it down. You may burn your fingers until you get the hang of the trick, or you can use the lighter itself. Just put it down and kind of mash it with the bottom of the lighter, put it on a non-flammable surface, and just mash it down to get the same effect. I just mash it with my fingers. You don't want to set this thing on fire. It's like cooking marshmallows, right? If you cook them too long, then you're going to set them on fire and it gets annoying. But what you do want to do is make sure that you've got that thing to where it's not a bubble on the end, and you want all of those little threads inside there kind of melted together. So this keeps the strings from fraying out on the ends, which would be exceptionally annoying, and keeping it thin can be a little bit of a trick, but it's not too difficult once you get the hang of it. So we're just gonna melt that down, and you want it to be as thin as possible so you can thread it through. If you want to, you can actually wrap this, like whip it with some tape or some shrink wrap or something to give it the shape you want before you do this, and then just melt the end. It'll make it a little easier. And you do the other end, boom, boom. And this one's being stubborn, so I'm basically heating it in phases. So I heat it a little bit, mash it and roll it and twist it, and then heat it a little more, and that lighter is empty. So of course I'd have that hiccup when I'm trying to be fast with everything. I got another lighter around here somewhere. Probably not. You're just gonna have to work lighter. Anyways, that's good enough actually. It's done. Just like that, you've got a shoelace, put it back in your shoes, boom, and you're good to go. And I've still got a ton of paracord sitting up here. So I'm gonna finish the other one, relace my shoelaces. That's it. A little 5-minute, 6-minute life hack. So extremely durable, a little annoying to tie a knot because you have to tie a double knot. So if you need to let off a little more string for that, then do that. But overall, this is all I use for shoelaces anymore, and it's not so that I have paracord on me as a survival tool or anything. Cause, I mean, let's be honest, you got a little bit of string here. I don't think you're going to get in a pinch where this little bit of string is going to make that much of a difference. But if you needed to, you could pull your shoelaces out in a survival situation. You've got some quick, easy cordage. Just strip the sheathing off and pull those little fibers out. And there's 7, I think there's 7 little fibers in there, and you can use them for a thin string, or you can use the whole thing to tie something up if you really need to. And that's pretty much it. Freaking lighters. Yeah, if you want a real survival tool, carry a Bic in your pocket. That'll save your life way faster than paracord. That's just my little tidbit for tonight. But I'm going to let you go with that. If you want to see more cool life hacks and neat stuff about living off grid, don't be afraid to subscribe. And stay tuned for more videos because I'm going to be doing lots of them.